The book About a Boy is written by Nick Hornby and is a novel. It is about a 12-year-old boy named Marcus and a 36-year-old man named Will. In the book, Marcus lives mostly at his mom's. She is very depressed and even tries to commit suicide. Marcus's strange and sort of hippie-like mom has affected him, so he is different from most of the kids at his school. Marcus is quite mature for his age and he stands out in the crowd. He has different clothes, like weird things, and behaves different from all of the other kids. Therefore, he gets bullied and doesn't have any friends. Will is a bachelor who is very selfish. He doesn't have a job because he has inherited a fortune from his dad, who wrote a famous song named Santa's Super Slade. He is a very shallow guy and likes to think of himself as an island, a person who doesn't need anybody but himself to depend on. He finds that single mothers are sort of an easy target. Therefore, he decides to join SPAT, a group of single parents. Here he meets Susie. She tells lies about how he is a single dad, with a 2-year-old son. Susie is Fiona, Marcus's mother's best friend. This leads to a friendship between Marcus and Will despite their differences. Will becomes like a big brother to Marcus and helps him protect himself from the bullies at school. But their friendship did not come naturally. After Fiona's suicide attempt, Marcus realizes that you need more than 2 people in a family. If something happens to one of them, the other one is left on their own. Therefore, he chooses Will as backup and starts coming to his house every day. At first, Will is carefree and wants to be left on his own, but along the roads he realizes that he cares about Marcus, and his hidden layers are revealed. After all, he is not as shallow as he seems. After a while, he also understands that he doesn't want to be an island all by himself. He wants to be part of an island together with Marcus, Fiona, and his new girlfriend. The other characters in the book are Marcus's dad, Clive, and his girlfriend, Lindsay, which you don't really get to know that much about. And there is also Ellie, which is a girl at school that Marcus really likes, and she is quite a rebel. And lastly, there is Rachel, who is Will's new girlfriend. One theme in the book is friendship. You don't only have to be friends with people on your own age. Different people can be friends and learn qualities from each other. Like Marcus thought Will to be more mature, and Will thought Marcus allowed himself to be a kid. Another theme is love. Will discovers that love can be a deep thing between 2 people that mean something to each other. The third theme is loneliness. For Fiona, her loneliness led to depression and suicidal thoughts, and Will was also lonely because he lived all by himself without wanting to have to count on anybody else. He had to learn to depend on other people through Marcus. Marcus was also lonely because he didn't have any friends, and he was all alone in the world. Both Marcus and Will was very independent. Marcus had to take care of himself and his mother, so he had to be independent and mature. Will was also independent because he shut everyone else out as he was afraid of being hurt. Another theme was bullying. I think the author wanted to show everyone how he can handle bullying and how it affects people. Symbolism. In the first chapter, Marcus's mom breaks up with her boyfriend, so when they are watching TV later on, Marcus finds this nature episode about a fish who lives all alone in the deepest, most lonely part of the sea. Marcus thinks that this won't affect her mom, which is ironic because it's exactly how his mother feels. Fiona feels just like the lonely little fish. Another symbol is when Marcus kills a duck by accident. He didn't want to do it, but it still feels like it is his fault. Also, the duck is very vulnerable in the first place. All of this is what he feels about his mother when he sees her trying to commit suicide. And this is the very same day. You can tell because right after Marcus kills the duck, he sees his mom in a flash. I think that the seasons symbolize the mood in the story. In the autumn and the winter, the mood is sad and depressive. Marcus has a lousy time at school, his mom tries to kill herself, and Will seems to be a bit irritated about Christmas. The new year symbolizes a new beginning for all of them. At springtime, everything works out for the best of all of them, and everybody seems happy and satisfied. Setting. The story takes place in London, where Marcus has attended a new school, where he doesn't like it or fit in at all. His former school was in Cambridge, which is an important thing, because this is a school that is known for having a bit weird and nerdy children. Therefore, it makes sense that Marcus liked it better there. Marcus and Fiona lives in a small old-style and a little bit of hippie-ish apartment. Will's apartment, on the other hand, is a very modern and high-tech apartment. He owns all the fancy things that a bachelor would, and the apartment makes it absolutely clear that this is a place where he lives on his own. Narrative technique. The book is written in third-person subjective. You see the story from Will and Marcus's perspective. You are sort of inside their heads and get to know everything that they are thinking. And this is what makes the whole story. You could have made the same plot into a completely different story if you have had it told from Marcus's mom's perspective, for example. Then it would have been a book about what it is like to be a depressive single mother, but instead it is written so that it is about a friendship between a lonely, weird kid and a shallow man. I think that after reading the book about a boy, the reader has a different perspective on how to judge others, and that people who seems one way has more layers and might be another person on the inside. On the outside, someone might look tough and uncaring, but that might be just because he or she is scared of letting anyone in, because they're afraid of being hurt. So you shouldn't judge anyone before you have got to know them. There are many different ways to interpret a book. Some might find it enjoyable and entertaining because of its language. Some may think it is just a funny book, while others maybe even look differently on life and have a different view on how to judge a person. I think that what the author wants us to feel after we're done reading about a boy is that with an effort and a little bit of faith, even an outsider and a victim of bullying can learn how to stand up for himself. And even the coolest guy can learn his lesson, grow up and learn how to let people in.